going on, Reapers? Devontae's Reaper Training, and we're coming back at you guys again today with some more fitness help tips, and we're going to talk about the diet series. We're going to get into intermittent fasting again, but today this is all about tips on your body type and then how to implement diets to combine with intermittent fasting. So start off with, right, let's say you are endomorph. We spoke about endomorphs before, very insulin sensitive. Carbs affect you very differently than they do other people. Now, what's dope about intermittent fasting and people that are endomorphs is that now you have control over your insulin, right? So now your body has the ability to burn some of that stored fat that is getting in your body. Now, as I said before, intermittent fasting is not a diet. It's just telling you when to eat and when not to eat. So what's so dope about this is that you actually have the free range to now implement a diet to also help you get your... So let's say you are an endomorph and you don't like eating red meat, right? So you've never really been a fan of red meat. You don't like pork, you don't like beef, nothing like that. You can actually implement the Mediterranean diet along with your intermittent fasting. Now what's dope about the Mediterranean diet is that you're going to have to incorporate a lot more foods that are more healthy towards your heart, a lot more foods with fish oils, omega-3s, a lot more vegetables that are better for your heart. Heart health is a very, very pertinent asset when it comes to Mediterranean diet. And also, you're now cutting out some of the more fattier foods that add a lot more carbs and a lot more calories into your diet. So now that you have a shorter window to eat, you also are now incorporating a whole new diet in order to help out your health a little bit. Now you're going to start to get the effects of intermittent fasting to where you're burning fat, but you're also improving other aspects of your body. And then it's going to make your diet a little bit easier because now you're eating foods that you like to eat. Now that's for if you're losing weight. Now if you're trying to gain weight, what's also good is, now if you're trying to gain weight, like I said before, intermittent fasting is going to be very difficult for you if you don't eat a lot, right? However, if you do want to try to gain some weight while you're on intermittent fasting, a great way for you would be to try the carnivore diet to an extent. Now, you know the carnivore diet. Now I'm gonna get into all these diets separately in another video, each one more in depth, so you guys have more of an idea of it. But the carnivore diet, as just a brief overview, that's gonna be where you're having the opportunity to eat almost a primarily meat-based diet. Now, the reason why I'm saying it's not going to be purely that is because I do want you guys to incorporate some very crucial vegetables. Get your spinach in there, get your sweet potatoes in there, get your broccoli in there, make sure that you're getting a good amount of fiber in there. And also, if you can make sure that you're minimizing your intake of fish and red meat to the extent, I don't want anybody, getting any gout or anything like that. If you're doing cardio, you're less at risk for it, but it's still a possibility, so you want to be careful on that end. But the omega-3s in that is very, very crucial. That's going to help you out too. So the carnivore diet during intermittent fasting is dope because you eat more red meat and chicken and things like that. Depending on how you eat it, that is more calorie full than you would have if you're just eating things such as just like berries and vegetables, mainly like the Mediterranean diet and stuff like that. Now, you can also incorporate very fatty foods, which is going to also help you gain some more weight. So outside this carnivore diet, like I said, it's not purely carnivore diet. Your main base of it is meat, but I want you guys to incorporate other things, and part of that will also be like nuts. So anything that's very high in fats, you want to get in there. So peanut butter, a lot of peanut butter if you like peanut butter. If you don't like peanut butter, beans, potatoes, carbs. One thing about carbs that's very dope, your body, because it kind of runs off of carbs and it uses it as instant energy, you can actually intake a lot more carbs than you can any other macronutrient. So if you look at it, a lot of times people say they gotta cut out bread in their diet. You can kill almost like a loaf of bread in maybe an hour and still be kind of hungry after the fact. That's because your body is instant energy, especially if you're running around all day or if you have something going on. So it's very, very easy to get those carbs in, and it doesn't necessarily always fill you up. And it's very high in calories, so that is a great way to get started. And I'm gonna refrain against mass gainers because I would say that what's really, very big for you guys is you want to do at least homemade mass gainers if you're gonna do anything. When I say homemade mass gainers, I would take some Gold Standard, take 2 scoops of Gold Standard, 2 to 3, preferably 3 if you're very small. Right, take that, throw it in a protein shake, bananas, peanut butter, all types of, people add a whole bunch of stuff in there, but you're gonna have a high caloric intake. It's gonna be a lot more healthier, a lot less fillers than you're gonna get from some of the mass gainers that you're gonna get in like some of the stores and stuff like that. We're also gonna touch on those. Mass gainers are a scam. They're almost useless. So if you're trying to gain weight, then that is your key to that with intermittent fasting. Now, touch on my mesomorphs. So the best thing about mesomorphs, you guys have the opportunity to touch on a little bit of everything because your body is a lot better at burning fat anyhow. And you're also going to be producing a lot more HGH because of intermittent fasting, which means you're going to build a lot more muscle. So you can incorporate anything, but one thing that I think is very, very helpful for mesomorphs is if you guys incorporate keto. Now, this is only if you think you can go without carbs. Otherwise, if not, I would say Mediterranean diet. Don't want to do any of that, just count your calories. But one thing that's dope about keto I've known for mesomorphs, and then you can see that a lot with certain people, mesomorphs actually have a good time of utilizing those ketones to stay super lean. Whereas keto for everybody doesn't always work the same. If you, on paper, if you look at it, keto doesn't actually necessarily help you burn fat. It's not necessarily a diet for weight loss. It's something that just reduces your carb intake so you have the opportunity to burn that fat, but it doesn't really put you in position to do it. Bit confusing, but I'll get into it in another video. But keto is very, very useful for you guys. I have a whole nother video on that, and that is for my mesomorphs. Now, again, for the ectomorphs, normally you guys are trying to gain weight. Just remember, mass gainers, carnivore diet. Keep your vegetables in there. Make sure that you're getting a lot of fatty foods, and you're gonna be just fine. Now, also playing with your intermittent fasting window. So let's say I have a very, very busy schedule, right? And if I do intermittent fasting, I can only eat once a day. You can do that, but you need to be careful. You need to be drinking a lot of water. You need at the very least 3/4 of a gallon a day. At the very least. One's gonna help you refrain from breaking your fast, but that's very, very big because you can go an extended period of time without eating. You can. But you cannot go an extended period of time without drinking water. You're gonna pass out, depending on if you're in high environments and things like that. You need water in your body. Also, be wary of what you're breaking your fast with. So for me, if I break my fast with a lot of sugar or anything with a lot of grease, it gives me a headache, it makes me sick, I kind of get a little dizzy. That can mess me up pretty bad. You're gonna see that's a lot for a lot of people. Your body's going through a mini detox when you're doing extended fast. Now, you won't get that really from a 16-hour fast, but if you're like me, before your cheat days and things like that, you tend to go into like 24 hours, 30 hours, 40 hours. You go into any of those, I'm telling you guys right now, if you go, you break your fast something super sweet, you're gonna have a really bad adverse effect. That's why normally on my cheat days, I start with something kind of not super unhealthy, but it's kind of in the middle. Like I might have like a sandwich or something like that, just to break my fast with, get my body kind of working a little bit, and then I'll get into the good stuff later on throughout the day. Like a fruit. A fruit is a good way to kind of break your fast. It's a good amount of sugar in there, but as long as you're not eating anything super sweet, like a mango or something like that, just like an apple or maybe some grapes or a banana, that's normally enough sugar to kind of shock your body out of it. It's to whereas unless you had a brownie or something like that straight off the bat, you might just go through like some crazy like I've like had some really adverse experiences with eating sweets after my diet. So hopefully this gave you guys a bit of an idea how to help out with your intermittent fasting. This is a true lifestyle of fitness. I have taken intermittent fasting to the heart. I've been doing it now for 2 to 3 years. Awesome, seen great results with it, but remember, it is not a diet. So you need to implement other things to make sure you get to your fitness goals. Count calories is important. If you don't want to count calories, portion control is important. And we're going to portion control on another video and actually chasing towards your fitness goals. But it's Devontae, it's Reaper Training. We don't chase dreams, we hunt goals. Let's go.